Law-abiding Minnesotan here with North Central MN Press, coming at you live from an undisclosed location near Brainerd, Minnesota. I'm out here on the lake in my handy-dandy little 14-foot Lund that I bought for $1,100 about 10 years ago. Best $1,100 I ever spent. Trusty, rusty 15-horse Johnson outboard. We are set up today with a little split shot about 3 feet above a shad wrap. We're trying to get down into about, I don't know, somewhere between 15 and 40 feet of water. Looking for some walleyes, crappies. That's what the layperson would say. I want to talk to you guys about our Fifth Amendment right to life, liberty, and property. A lot of people, when you say Fifth Amendment, they think right to remain silent. And the Fifth Amendment does afford us the right to remain silent. We do not have to speak. What the Fifth Amendment also does is it protects our right to life, liberty, and property. And that's probably, the right to remain silent is cool. But the right to life, liberty, and property, I think, is one of the most overlooked, some of the most overlooked rights we have. Okay. First of all, let me get this line in the water, because you can't catch a fish unless your line's in the water. So let me flip this back over here. There goes our shad wrap in the water here. I'm just gonna get a line in the water and wait for a couple folks to get in, and we'll talk about life, liberty, and property. I'm out here by myself. I couldn't find a fishing partner today, and I'm not sure. Well, let's see here. We're in about 24 feet of water right now. It's about, let's turn this light on here so we can see. There we go. 24 feet of water. As you folks can see, we got some weeds all the way out into 24 feet, so we're gonna try and stay outside those weeds. The weed line with the zebra mussels here has gotten deeper and deeper over the years. We used to fish these fish in about 15 feet, but now to get outside that weed line, you gotta get out in like 25 feet of water. But anyhow, life, liberty, and property. Let's talk about life first. All right, we have the right to life. If anybody, I don't know if anybody has the exact wording on the Fifth Amendment, but it says something to the effect of, shall not be deprived of life, liberty, and property without due process of law. Keep an eye on that rod tip, and if she starts bouncing, we got some action. I might have to set the camera down. I got one hand on the motor, one hand on the camera. So, life, what does that mean? Well, it means you got to eat, right? I'm out here hunting for food on a public waterway. This waterway is public. I'm not going to tell you where I am, because then they'll probably send some goons out and harass me. But I can tell you I'm on a public waterway. All right, so that's the first thing. I'm hunting for food. I call it hunting for food because it confuses the DNR, the Department of Natural Resources. It confuses the sheriff. If they were to come out here and accuse me of some kind of fishing regulation, I would just say, hey, I'm not fishing, I'm hunting for food on a public waterway. All right, they look through their list of hunting regulations and they don't see anything that applies to me. So there you go. I'm not fishing, I'm hunting for food on a public waterway. Hopefully you guys all caught that. Second of all, if you have a right to something, if you have a right to life, a right to food, they cannot charge you for that right. You're saying, wait a minute, They charged me for a fishing license. I got charged money for a fishing license in order to hunt for food on that public waterway, which I have a right to do. What the heck? You know? You might be saying, you know, they made me register my boat. Well, that gets along to property, you know? We have a right to private property. This is a common household good, just like an automobile. Nowhere on U.S. soil does it say that, you know, the Fifth Amendment says that we don't have to register this private property. You might have a state statute that says you do, you know, but I was talking to the sheriff the other day, and he agreed that we need to get back to putting the higher laws on top. God, Constitution, then federal law, then state statute. Then we can maybe get some state statutes in there. But first we got to get the God, Constitution, federal law thing right. Oh, what do we got here? What the heck we got? We got rod bendage. Oh, I think we got a fish on there, folks. Let me put this camera down. I think we might have a fish. We got a fish or we got a clump of weeds here? No, we got a clump of weeds. We got a clump of weeds. I accidentally got us up in shallow water. I got up on the bank. I was paying attention to where I was at. Got way up in the shallow water. We got weeds, folks. Let me get this clump of weeds off. Get the line back in the water. Clump of weeds. That's not what we're looking for. Oh yeah, we got up in this clump. Let's get this clump of weeds off. Oh yeah, we got up in some shallow stuff. Not bad. Paying attention. We were in 27 feet, and all of a sudden we ended up in 6. Get caught in these weeds. Let's get up off this weed bed a little bit. Get off this weed bed a little bit. Where were we now? We were hunting for food on a public waterway. That's what we were doing. Does that require a license to hunt for food on a public waterway? Food's required for life. We have a right to life. Why do we need a license to hunt for food on a public waterway? That's what I'm wondering. Eight and a half minutes in here. Let's get out to some fishable water here. We're still in 6 feet. We got a big shoreline break right around here. It comes way out. It stays shallow way the heck out into the water here. So we're just trying to stay on this east and south side of this shoreline bank here. 8, 9, 10 feet of water. You see it dropping off. You see there's still weeds there. You see there's still just clumps of weeds. You see the bottom, it's like halfway up, it's still weeds. See, it's dropping off pretty sharp here. Now we're getting into some fishable water. Let me get prepared. Okay, we're out in, let's get out here, out into some fishable water. Huntable water, I'm sorry. So I'm out here exercising my 5A right to life. I'm hunting for food on a public waterway. I don't have my lake map up because I'm recording this live on my phone, and my lake map is on my phone. Probably end up out of battery by the time I'm done, but that's all right. It's a nice night out here. October 22nd, it's about 53 degrees on the water. It's probably a little cooler. We got a slight south breeze here. Okay, now we're back out into about 20 feet of water. We'll flip that bad boy back out there, let a little bit of line out. Again, we got that shad wrap on the end of the line along with the split shot to get it down into some deeper water. I've had luck in some deeper water this time of year. We don't want to get caught in them weeds. I think we might have hit a weed again, but that's all right. We'll let it roll. Oh, I don't know if I got it. No, we should be all right. So anyhow, I just don't understand how they can charge you to exercise your right to life. I just don't understand it. To charge you for a fishing license, to charge you for registration on your private property, life, liberty, property. You know, we should have a right to property. I mean, why do they charge you with some kind of crime or quasi-crime or administrative fee or fine or whatever if you don't have your private property license when we have a right to private property, like a boat or an automobile? It's just concerning, folks. I got another weed on there. I didn't quite get out deep enough before I cast it back out. But at any rate, folks, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I was hoping to hit a fish here by the time I ended this live. You know what? You guys hold tight with me. Let me get this weed off the end of my line here. I'm gonna get this weed off. I want to catch a fish. I want to show you guys that there are fish in this public waters. I got up into shallow water again. So let me get this weed back off, get myself in some fishable water, and see if I can't catch a fish while you guys are live here. That'd be cool. That's kind of why I was recording here, is because I wanted to record myself exercising I am exercising my 5A right to life. I just haven't caught any life or food yet. So I just got out here. Most people are just coming off the lake if they're out here at all. There was not a single automobile or boat at the landing, not a one. I have this entire lake to myself. I mean, there is nobody out here, literally nobody. We got a half moon, I believe it's waxing. We got the channel into the big part of the lake. I'm on this bay over here, and just a beautiful night here to be exercising your 5A right to life, liberty, and property. Hold tight, folks. I'm going to set the phone down one more time, reel up, and get these weeds off and get my line back in the water. That'll give us a better chance of catching a fish while we're live on the air here. I don't want to make the live too long, and I kind of got my hands tied up here, but let's get the weeds off and see if we can't hit one of these. Waning, I think. Is it waning? That's cool, because I pay attention to the moon. I thought it was a little smaller than that last night or the night before, and I thought it was waxing, but it is possibly waning. You want to pay close attention to that. Your best chance is when the moon is directly overhead or directly underfoot is your best chance. And I like the full moon. I don't usually do well on the new moon, although it says that you should do well on the new moon. I never do. Right hand waxing, left hand waning. It's on the right, so it is waxing. All right, it is waxing. We got just about a half moon waxing here. I'm gonna set the phone down, get these weeds off the line. I'll be right back with you folks. Boy, I got a big old clump of weeds on it. Big old clump of weeds. You get up on this shoreline break or on this piece of structure on here. You get up on top of that thing and you got thick weeds all the way down to about 20 feet of water. I like to get outside those this time of year. Early in the year, the early summer, I'm up in 5 to 7 feet of water with a little floating rapala. But you get later in the year here, okay, we're back out to 22, 24 feet. Let's keep it there. 27 feet, just dropping right off the end of the planet here. All right, folks. Anyways, that's what I had to say about right to life. Is I'm out here hunting for food on a public waterway. there's no way the state should be allowed to charge me for a license to hunt for food on a public waterway. There's just no way they should be able to do that. I don't know why we, the people, have allowed them to do that for so long. And make us register our property, our guns, our boats, our automobiles. Nowhere on U.S. soil are you required to register private property. We have a right to private property, common household goods. And so I just do not understand them making us, or not making us, but punishing us if we don't register our private property. Finally, the last thing, and it's kind of a follow-up on my last video. Light a smoke here, and I never throw my butt in the water, by the way. Smoking a cig here, but I never throw my butt in the water. I love these waters. I do not litter. I mean, sometimes you see ice fishermen out there and they just got all kinds of trash and all kinds of crap. You know, I see people flicking their cigarette butts off their boat, just dumping crap in the water. You don't want to do that. You just don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Those are the kinds of things that the state should be cracking down on. Is you're depriving other people of their right to life. You know, if you're polluting the water like that, that kind of deprives other people of their ability to hunt for food on the shared resource here. So please do not litter, especially if you're in my neck of the woods. I don't take too kindly to that. Keep this water clean. But anyhow, liberty. That's the one thing we haven't covered is liberty. What does liberty mean? Well, I've come to learn that liberty includes travel. I have the right to travel from my house, which is that way about, I don't know, probably 10, 12 miles that way. I have the right to travel here with my automobile and my boat. I have a right to do that in order to hunt for food or life on a public waterway. I have a right to travel to get here. And they'll charge you for a license for that too. And registration on your automobile. And insurance. Okay, if you have a right to do it, why all these charges? Then, if you quote, violate one of their regulations, by the way, there is a difference between a regulation and a restriction. I hope you guys know what the difference between a regulation and a restriction is. A restriction is restricting a right. You know, they're not going to call it a travel restriction because everybody knows, hey, we have a right to travel. We have a right to liberty. Instead, they'll call it a traffic regulation instead of a traveling restriction. Or they will call it a hunting and fishing regulation instead of a life restriction. You know, I'm sure some lawyer came up with these terms, the difference between regulation and restriction. The state has the authority to regulate commerce. I talked to a DNR officer not too long ago. I wish I would have had it on camera. But he admitted, off camera of course, so I don't have a record of it, he admitted that they consider hunting and fishing recreation or commerce. So it's recreation or commerce. That's all they can charge. That's all they can regulate it. Is it's considered recreational or commercial, and so they can charge for a license or register boat registration, and they can enforce hunting and fishing regulations if it's recreation or commerce. But we're not out here for recreation, even though we are having some fun. It's a nice night. We're enjoying the beauty. We're out here hunting for food. That's life. Can't restrict it. And it's not a regulation because it's not recreational I'm not engaged in commerce. So you can't restrict it. Unless I deprive another individual of their rights. If I injure somebody or threaten bodily injury to somebody or damage somebody's property. Let's see here. Well, I don't have anybody within a couple 300 yards of me. So it's kind of tough for me to injure anybody out here. Kind of tough for me to threaten anybody bodily injury out here. Kind of tough for me to damage anybody's property out here, except my own. I suppose I could damage my own if I want, but it wouldn't be too bright to put a hole in my own boat now, would it? So, I mean, I don't know what to add to that, folks. I really don't. I was hoping my rod started bouncing here before I let you guys go. I'm going to end this live, but I just wanted to get with you guys briefly here and talk about our 5A right to life, liberty, and property from an undisclosed location in beautiful north central Minnesota. Let's keep it beautiful, folks. And you know, I'll hop back on the live if we get the landings over that way. If we get DNR officer, a sheriff, good luck catching. Pamela G, thank you. Good luck catching. If we get a sheriff or a DNR officer over headed this direction, I'll cut the live back on. I'm gonna hold tight for just another minute here, just hoping we can get a fish on the line. I mean, I'm out in 35 feet of water, and most people would be saying, wow, that's too deep. You know what's interesting is the water temperature is 53 degrees right now. We're in 35 feet of water. The air temperature is also 35 degrees. So we're kind of up along this, that way shallower. That way, remember, we got up into like 6 feet, clumps of weeds. And that way is a little deeper out here in between these two shoreline breaks. There's a shoreline break over there, shoreline break over there. Nice little channel through the middle of them. And that's kind of what we're following here, is this little channel in between these two shoreline breaks. We're trying to stick closer to this shoreline break over here. You want to be kind of up on the structure a little bit, but not so high up on the structure that you're in clumps of weeds. I mean, still 58 in southern Minnesota. You must be up there. Yeah, I'm up there a ways. I'm up there a ways. What town are you from there, Pamela? Or what town are you near? I'm near Brainerd up here. So not too far up there. It's not like I'm right next to Canada or anything. But I'm up here a ways, yes, north central. Thanks for joining me. 4 people on the chat. Come on, Rod, start bouncing. Let's show the people. Let's show the people we can hunt for food here. South central, north central to south central. I appreciate that. You know what I appreciate? I have a lot of supporters from overseas or across the country, New Zealand, Ireland, you know, I mean, whatever have you. And a lot of my friends locally here are talking about national and international issues. You know, you got Ukraine, you got Israel, you got, you know, Russia, you got whatever else is going on over there. You got whatever is going on in New York City or LA or Chicago or the Mexican border, you know. I'm out for Minnesota. Hey, I am subscribed to Minnesota News Now. Minnesota News Now is a friend of mine, Jason at Minnesota News Now. Awesome channel, by the way. Thanks for the reminder on the shout out, Pamela. If you are not subscribed to Minnesota News Now, that guy doesn't discriminate. He just points the camera towards the direction of the news and hits record. You know, that's cool, Pamela, that you're a mod for him. You know, here, as a matter of fact, here, I user put this big message, put user in timeout, remove report. Shoot, if I could figure out how to, I gotta figure out how to make you a mod. I don't know how to make you a mod. End user on this channel. Well, when I figure it out here, Pamela, I'll make you a mod. If you're good enough to be a mod on Minnesota News Now's channel, you're good enough to be a mod on my channel. I'll tell you that much. That guy's awesome. He's one of the few people that, don't worry about it, LOL. I would have done it already, Pamela, but I can't figure out how to do it right now. My hands are kind of full. I'll make you a mod. I'll make you a mod, though. But yes, Minnesota News Now is one of the few people that help us fight against this tyranny up here in north central Minnesota. Most of his work is done down towards Minneapolis, St. Paul, and the Twin Cities area. But he gets up here occasionally, and he helps fight the good fight up here with us. And so I appreciate that. And I can literally count on one hand how many people help us up here in north central Minnesota. Maybe a couple people. That's it, 2 or 3 people. God bless Jason and you also. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Not many people helping us out here in north central Minnesota. Not only not many people helping us, just not many people here, period. I mean, look at this place, is empty, you know? And they're all missing out because it's beautiful out here. It is absolutely gorgeous. You got the sun just set. What time is it anyway? Wildlife Wanda, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Wish I could have found a fishing partner. My seat's empty. It ain't the most luxurious seat in the world, but I tell you what, it's got a pretty view. You have a rod in your hand. There's my wing woman, Wanda. Sweet. I need me a wing woman. You guys are awesome. I'm just trying to hang out here until this rod starts bouncing. I was hoping to show you guys. I was hoping to show you guys a fish. We fish for walleye, and actually, when I'm walleye fishing out here this time of year, out in this deep water like this, it's strange. Like sometimes I'll run into a school of big crappies, big like 11 to 14 inch crappies, nice pan-sized crappies. Even though I'm walleye fishing, sometimes I'll accidentally hit those big school of crappies. And so, oh, there's one. Oh, I thought I had one on there. No, I don't think so. Let's turn off this way so we don't get into this shallow, weedy stuff. Old as dirt like you, all out fishing. I don't like to give out my date of birth or my age because they can figure out more about me that way, but I'll tell you I'm 44 years old. 44. The reason I got into this is because I've had police depriving me of rights my whole life. I mean, a pillager cop, and oh, there's one. Oh man, there was one on the line. And I didn't have the rod in my hands in order to set it. Had a pillager cop. Maybe I'm gonna dial up the speed a little bit so I can get the hooks into them things. I had a pillager cop threaten to shoot me in the back when I was 17 years old. I was there. I know that's a fish. That's gotta be a fish. It's gotta be a fish, man. I keep on getting a little bounce on the end of my rod there. Hold on, folks. Let me check the end of my line. Anyways, I had a pillager cop threaten to shoot me in the back when I was 17 years old, and that kind of turned me off the police. There was 4 of us out on some private property. Cops came out. I ran from the police, but I mean, a 17-year-old, all I was doing is trying to get away because, you know, I was only 17. I'd been drinking, smoking a little cannabis, and, but I mean, that's no reason to threaten to shoot a kid in the back, you know? And so, and about 10 years later, I was unlawfully detained, cuffed and stuffed in the back of a cop car for 3.5 hours, you know, and, you know, over the years, you get little traffic infractions here, traffic infractions there, deprivation of rights of life, liberty, and property like we've been talking about today. If you go back to my last video, you'll see I'm combating policing for profit or combating road piracy. I'm trying to get a ticket rescinded right now. Yeah, they can be evil, yep. And so that's finally this deal with the Brainerd Police Department last year is what really made me snap. I mean they unlawfully detained me, issued me a citation. The prosecutor dropped it because I told the prosecutor what time it was, and he knows what would have happened if he would have continued to press the charges. I wasn't going to let it go. They falsified the police report, tampered with dash and body cam evidence, withheld manipulated public data when I requested public data afterwards. I mean, these guys ran me through the ringer over a stinking cell phone ticket. You know, trying to police me for profit again. I wasn't having it. I defend myself against that. And so that's kind of what got me into this, is just a lifetime of harassment, deprivation of rights. Once they know who you are, they will not stop. I have an uncle near Mirrorfield. Pamela, you cracked the code. You found out where I am. You found out where I am. This looks familiar to you, doesn't it, Pamela? That's because I'm in Mirrorfield. I'm near Mirrorfield. I am in Mirrorfield, Minnesota. As a matter of fact, Mirrorfield, Minnesota is right over there. Laugh my ass off. She caught me, Wanda. She freaking caught me. Now you know where I am. You know exactly where I am now, don't you, Pamela? That's right. I'm on the Merrifield end of this lake over here. You know where I'm at. Nice area, huh? So you busted me. That's cool. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate that. Oh, I suppose maybe he was an ex-teacher of yours up there. What's the name? What's the name? I suppose you don't want to give the name. I don't blame you for not giving the name right on a live stream, no problem. But I can imagine if you said his name, he'd be like, I'd probably be like, my God, that was my favorite teacher. Come on. Yes, Metzen. Bigger guy, right? Metzen's a bigger guy, I want to say. I know the guy. Real cool character. See how us Minnesotans are. Yeah, I think Metzen's the bigger guy. Pretty sure. But yeah. Message retracted. There you go. There you go, Pamela. I know him. I know him. I believe he was a junior high teacher, I want to say. Franklin Junior High. Nice job. I gotta get handier with this technology. I didn't know you could make a live chat message and then retract it. That's pretty cool. I got to get better with this technology. I just don't like to rely on the technology, you know. Pretty soon you're going to be able to sit on your couch and order up a limit of walleyes or a limit of crappies, and you don't even have to come out here and go get them. They just deliver it to your door via Amazon in a bucket of ice for you. You know, probably come already cooked. Doesn't matter that I retract. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. Gosh, I try to not do that, especially on the lives. I'm sorry. Anyhow, I can pretty much guarantee you that they're not worried about you. I can pretty much guarantee you they're not. They're more worried about me. I know you. You sound like it. You sound like it. They're going to be more worried about me. I'm wondering when they're going to send the DNR, the county sheriff, over here. I've actually been talking to the county sheriff. He's kind of growing on me a little bit, you know. I don't know. Still don't think he quite gets it 100%, but I think he's better than a lot of other sheriffs I've seen online, I'll tell you that much. Wanda's the naughty one. Pamela's the nice one, the angel. It doesn't really matter, Pamela. If they want to police you for profit and hit you up for exercising your right to they bother you a lot when you're... Yes, they've gotten better. They've gotten better since these videos started coming out. Not just my videos, but all of these videos that have come out in the past few years, they've gotten better. I tell you what, in years past, shoot, when I was younger growing up, 25, 30 years ago, I mean, they would kick the DNR. Not even well, I guess DNR are law enforcement officers, but the DNR would kick your door right down and start digging in your freezer, no warrant or nothing. I mean, they had a lot of power. And they've gotten a lot better. I've actually had some conversations with some DNR officers. Yes, DNR has more power, incredible amount of power. They actually did take their power away from them They now have no more power than any other law enforcement officer in Minnesota here. It was several years ago. I want to say a good 10 years or so. They started not letting the DNR kick people's doors down without a search warrant and dig through their freezer anymore, or bust right into their ice fishing house and check their setup without a warrant. You know, I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. It's gotten better in the last few years, and now since I've started recording, of course, they haven't checked me. Wouldn't you know it? You know, they're a lot of times, though, instead of checking you out on the water, they'll wait for you to get back to shore and check you on shore. Ticket for smoking a one hit years ago. The old devil's lettuce. The old devil's lettuce. Yeah, it's a high crime right there. The old one-y. High crime. Well, come on. Oh, I got up into some weeds again. There's another. Everything. Oh shoot! I got up into the weeds again, folks. Dang it! Now it's legal, yeah, but they can make more money being legal than they could finding you when it was illegal. You know. I haven't looked at my map because it's on my phone, and I'm a little bit confused about where these brake lines are out here. I'm pretty sure I'll be getting into the weeds. Yep, I got into the weeds. Dang it. Dang it. No, you're not distracting me. No, you're not distracting me. I got my phone in one hand, my motor tiller in another hand. Whoa, is this a fish or weeds? I think it's weeds. Hold on, folks. Hold on, folks. Let me reel this in. I think it's weeds, but it's possible it's a fish, but I think it's weeds. I gotta put my headlamp on pretty quick here. It's getting dark. It's getting dark. I think this is a clump of weeds. Pretty sure it's a clump of weeds. Yeah, it's sitting there on top. I'm pretty sure it's a clump of weeds coming in. Yeah, I got up onto the bank a little bit. I didn't get all the way up on top of it this time, but I got up onto it high enough where I got myself another clump of weeds. All right, folks, I'm gonna give it one more try. I'm gonna clean this clump of weeds off, put my headlamp on, talk to you while I give it one more try. Well, I'm gonna give it more than one more try, but I'm gonna end the live. I'm gonna cast this thing out here and see if I can get a fish one more time. I'm gonna end the live, and I'm gonna keep fishing because I've had some good luck this time of year out in Maryfield with this particular setup. Little shad wrap with the split shot up on top of it. About this time of day, once that sun goes down. Having trouble catching fish during the day. The zebra mussels are so bad that it clarifies the water and makes the weed line. I mean, look it. We got. Okay, nice to meet you. Maybe we'll see you on Jason's stream. Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me. We're gonna give it one more try. I'm gonna end the live pretty soon because it's getting long. But this weed line, look at these. You got weeds all the way down in 26 feet of water, 25 feet of water. The zebra mussels have been clearing it out. These chats keep disappearing. He's been on Jason before, Wanda. Yeah, Pam, you seen me over there. That's how I subbed. That's how it's sweet. I'm still here. That's how you subbed to me. Cool. That's how you found me. I'll have to thank him. Tell him that you kept me company while hunting for food the other day, which is my 5A right to life. I should give that guy a call. That guy's a hard worker. He works hard. Sometimes he hops on my lives, but he's so busy. And I'm busy on his too. I get on his once in a while too. Probably that's why I became subbed. Okay. you guys hanging out on Jason's channel, and then you saw me over there. You know we miss him on here. I know. I gotta go see what he's up to. But anyways, we got 40 minutes in. I was hoping to catch a fish. Show you guys a fish being caught. I just got out here maybe half an hour ago. Well, I tell you what, I just told Pamela, that I tried to make her a mod and I can't figure out how to do it right now. There's a couple people I want to make mods. Jason, as a matter of fact, told me how to do it one time. I went in and did it, made a couple people mods. Clear Snow too, yeah, he does work a lot. He showed me how to make people mods. I just forgot how to do it. So I gotta go in and make a couple people. I need a couple more moderators. Wanda's Jason's mod too. Yeah, I'll make you folks mods. Anybody that joins me on a 40-minute live while I'm hunting for food, they deserve to be my mods. Right, said all he does, poor guy. I know. I've been putting in 60 hours a week myself. I just put in 60 hours this week. Got today off. I got off about 2:30 this morning. Slept until about 11. You know, slowly got up, got something to eat, got a few things done around the house. I wanted to get grouse hunting this morning or even this afternoon, but I slept too long for all that. Oh, there's one. Oh, shoot. Thought I had one on there. That rod just went. Lake's like glass. Yeah, the wind calmed down a little bit. It's supposed to rain after 10 o'clock. I hope I don't get caught in the rain here, or I catch a few before. Thank you. It is beautiful out here. My dog's out of dog food. I just ran out of dog food. She got a little bit left in the end of her bowl, so I was hoping to bring home a few. Get me a walleye, I'll try. I will definitely try. Hey, thank you ladies for joining, and everybody else that's on. I see there's 5 people on the live. Got 6 likes. Hit the like button on your way out. Like, comment, subscribe. Those comments, I really like the comments. I go by, I can read all those comments, and I try to respond to all of them that warrants a comment. Hey, no problem, ladies. Thank you. Sorry I couldn't hook into a fish here for you guys, but I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna stay out here and keep trying here for a couple hours, see if I can't get into a school of them. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, Wanda. Enjoy your evening as well. And I'll try to figure out how to make you guys mods. Thanks for joining the conversation. We'll see y'all next time.